I'm Sam, and thanks for coming by the Living in Tampa channel, where we make videos about what it's like to live, move, and invest in Tampa. We are a team of realtors and investors here in the area, so if you want to connect with us in any way, we'd love to hear from you. Our phone number and email are right there on the screen. Recently, I published the first video in a new series about living on the water in Tampa. Thank you to those of you who watched it and commented, giving us some of the name ideas. We really appreciate that. And there were a few comments about properties with views of the water. This isn't quite what I had in mind for the series, but I'm okay with letting you all lead the direction of this series a little bit. So let's start with this. People are asking, how affordably can I have a view of the ocean? And this specific comment said they were more interested in South Tampa and St. Pete. So let's kind of get into that. First, let's go to the map. I want to explain some things. So here's the Tampa area. You have the Tampa Bay that comes up inside of this area, and this peninsula right here is South Tampa. St. Petersburg is over here on this other peninsula, Pinellas County. But this whole area is the Tampa, St. Petersburg, Clearwater area. All kind of the same thing, especially if you're new here, it's all the same. This comment said, affordable ocean view in South Tampa and St. Petersburg. First, let's clarify what you can see, what water you can see from South Tampa and from St. Pete. All of what you can see in South Tampa is the Tampa Bay. Old Tampa Bay right here, and then the normal Tampa Bay. I don't know why they call it that. So you're not seeing the ocean. Maybe you feel like that's the ocean. I don't really feel like it is. Some people are gonna comment and correct me that none of this is the ocean anyway, because it's the Gulf of Mexico, whatever. St. Petersburg, let's just show the outline of St. Petersburg to show you where the city is. So it's really this east side and a little bit over to the west of this area. This area can mostly just see the bay as well. Now, bay views are pretty, and it's a really big bay. But if you want ocean view, you've got to get on the other side of the area. But let's just assume that water view is good enough. Any kind of water, big water, let's say bay or ocean or Gulf. We'll say that's good enough, and let's find some properties. So for this, I'm gonna go to the MLS and show you my screen. Right here, we're gonna look at active listings, and we're gonna add this filter down here, water view. So we're okay with the bay, not bayou, we're okay with beach, we're okay with Gulf. Let's add intercoastal in there as well, and I'll explain intercoastal. Then I'm just gonna go straight to the results here. So we zoom in. A lot of properties. Let's narrow this down a little bit. She said she wanted South Tampa or St. Petersburg. So let's just select those areas. Now we're gonna go over to just a list view. We're going to sort these by price. Cheapest one, $148,000 for a condo in St. Petersburg, Gandy area that views the bay. Let's look at it. Nope. It's a mobile home, not even a condo. It says it has a water view. Let's see what the water view is. So the whole community has a water view, but this specific unit does not have a water view. False advertising. Okay, let's go back to the list. Next, we've got a condo in Gulfport, which is like the west side of St. Petersburg. Let's see what this one can see. So it can kind of see some intercoastal water. Looks like a bit of a marina. It's not really open water though. Let's look for open water. Next, okay, this is getting a little bit closer, but it's a first floor unit, so I don't think it's gonna have much of a view. Okay, this one's getting quite a bit closer, but that unit doesn't have actually a view of the water. That's pretty obvious. Now this place, let's see if this one does. Pretty bad pictures. So some water views from the property, but you can't tell if there's an actual water view from the unit. But so that's $339,000. Let's keep looking. Okay, here's another one in St. Petersburg. Maybe that's the view from the unit. I bet it is. Okay, so here's our first real water view place. Pretty basic condo. Nice kitchen, honestly, for these kind of places. Okay. There's the view. You're up above this other building, so it's got a water view. Let's look into it a little bit more. 1 bedroom, 1 bath, 780 square feet, $342,000. Let's look at the condo fees. Condo fees are $479 per month. Pets are allowed, but they can't be over 20 pounds. And your condo fees include cable TV, community pool, maintenance, sewer, trash, and water. So it might just be water for the main areas, though that might not be your individual water. And one thing about most of these places is you can't rent them out. Sometimes you can, if you live there for a while, then you can rent it out long term, but very often you cannot rent these out short term. And a lot of people have that in mind when they have a place like this. But this one, minimum lease period is 1 month. So you could potentially have it on a short-term rental site, but you would either have to require a month-long stay or you'd have to limit it to only 12 guests per year. A lot of you would make more money renting it out in the winter, so it might be pretty easy to limit it to 12 guests. Okay, let's look for a house that has a water view. Okay, we're gonna go back to our list. We're gonna go property, style, a lot of condos. The first house with a water view is $1.168 million in St. Petersburg. Let's check it out. So this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house, 1,300 square feet. And it's not just a water view, it's like water frontage. So you've got a dock, but it's just this little house right here. And you'll see a lot of these in the area. Of course, being a house that's this low and this close to the water, flood insurance is gonna be pretty pricey. It's a small little house, semi-remodeled, but not very open. That's what my wife would say about it. It's got popcorn ceilings. I know some of you are going to care about that. So there we are, on the water in St. Petersburg in a house for $1.1 million. Now, this house has been on the market for 32 days. Likely it's going to go lower than 1.1 million, or lower than the current asking price of $1,168,000. Real quickly, let's see what this house last sold for. We go to history here. You can see that it sold in 2019, so really not long ago, for $482,000. Now listed for 1.16. Let's see what it looked like when it sold for $482,000. They really brag about the water view. So not quite as pretty inside, a little more dated. They updated a lot of things. I mean, they updated the whole house, but that is a big price difference. So most of what we found was in St. Petersburg. Let's look in South Tampa for water view. So if we just go to the map, we can grab a couple of these properties over here. Let's go on the west side. So a lot of these are pretty expensive, millions. Let's see the cheapest one we can find. Oh, that was that mobile home. Okay, let's check this one out. Not gonna be as big of a water view. This is a townhome in South Tampa, 2,600 square feet, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, new construction, currently being built. I mean, that's not really a water view. That's annoying. So yeah, that's water. Maybe you can get out to the bay that way, but if you're wanting water view, you're likely wanting a big water view. So we're going back to the map. 400,000, okay. 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo, 888 square feet. Cool old building. Let's see what kind of view you've got from this unit. Remodeled unit. Not really a water view though. Okay, there's the water. That's the bay. That's nice. Kind of unfortunate the air conditioner is right there on the patio, because you will be running that quite a bit. Nice view. 400,000 condo. Condo is really the entry level to being on the water, whether you have navigable access or you just have a view of the water. And there's condos all up and down the Gulf Coast. This person was asking specifically about South Tampa and St. Petersburg, which honestly tend to be more expensive than the other areas. Let's look at a couple more affordable options real quick. Okay, here we go. $199 in Dunedin. Dunedin's a really cool town. Let's see if this actually has a water view. Mediterranean Manor, just off Alt 19, very close to the water in general. I don't know where the actual unit is. If it did have a real water view from the unit, they would be showing it. It looks like it's a ground floor unit, so let's move on. Newport Richey, further north I've got a couple of Newport Richey videos. I'll link to them at the end of this video, and they're linked down below and up above. Newport Richey, if what you care about is the water view, it might be a really good option. If what you care about is the town, kind of in conjunction with that, it's not as good of an option. This building is also like right on US 19, which I would not like, and you really just have a view of the marina, so not great. Let's check out another Dunedin one. Where is this one? Okay, this one is like out past the public beach, the Dunedin Causeway. This is out by Honeymoon Island, which is a really beautiful beach out here. Let's check this one out. So that's your view. I mean, not super open water, but this is like the intercoastal of the Gulf. Really beautiful beach access right here that you could ride a bike to. But the whole place needs updated. So here you got $300,000 for 800 square feet, 1 bedroom, 1 bath. So your per square foot price is a lot better than St. Pete or South Tampa. You're really close to the beach. You're kind of out in the middle of the Gulf. But if you want it to feel new, modern, you've got some work to do. So that was just a little glimpse of what it takes to have a water view in the Tampa area. And I'm ready for your questions. What next do you want to see in the series? The next one I have in mind is being on the water under $1 million. Because that, I think, is kind of a psychological threshold for a lot of us. So, and I'm mostly thinking of like really having a dock on the water. Not just being able to see the water, but that different kind of experience of having a dock in your backyard where you can get in your boat and get out into the Gulf or into the bay. But I want to hear your other questions, your other thoughts you have about living on the water, other fears you have. What are some of the, I was going to ask what are some of the unknowns, but you don't know what the unknowns are. I'll do one of those videos too, just some of the unknowns about living on the water. But for now, we've got a few coming up soon. Thanks for coming by. Oh, and here's that Newport Richey video I told you I would link to. And here's the first video from this series about living on the water.